somebody's new, like a founder, maybe of a Series A company, coming to you and say, "Look, churn is killing us, and maybe we tried few tools, and we still having a lot of churn." And where would we start with AI and your tool? What would you point to them first?
I think, first of all, that, my empathy with them as a Series A founder, this is churn is hard and it can kill any company, right? So I think I would really start by looking at their data, because, and not rely on like anecdotal stuff. Like I've seen a lot of times people get swayed by, oh, this one customer said this to me, so then it should be, it is kind of like what is happening. Or, what they forget are like quiet quitters. We have those, right? People don't even say anything and just like goodbye. And then also the squeaky wheel problem, right? Where like somebody complains a lot but never churn kind of situation. So we have to handle that. So I think we look at the data, look at like across the breadth of data, and then say, okay, is it and then you can look at the customer journey, right? Is it like the marketing, install-based marketing, like are they following webinars? Are they, those kind of things? Are they learning about the product the way they should? Product usage, customer support data, customer success data, like, across that. And then also externally, what is happening, right? Like, is it, the customers you're selling into, is that industry itself like facing headwinds? I don't know if you were working with importers and suddenly tariffs hit them. Who knows, right?
Right.
So you have to bring all that in, and then, based on that, do a data-driven analysis of like exactly what is happening. To give you an example, yes, churn is not only a problem with Series A, it is a problem across the board, right? Later stage companies too. And we have a lot of CS leaders, they'll come to us and they're like, there's a lot of finger pointing. Like, be honest, we live in corporate America. There is like, okay, CS is not doing his job, or, or product is not doing his job and there's a deficient, or sales is selling into like the wrong ICP, or, all that kind of stuff, right? People are trying to just, say like, finger point and say like, oh, these are the reasons why the churn is happening. But if you do the kind of analysis I was just talking about, where you really say like, okay, the breadth of the data for this cohort of customers, this group of customers, this is what is happening. For these ones, this is what is happening. Then you can actually make a business level decision, right? Like if it's a product issue, let's invest in product in that area. If it's a support issue, let's, figure out what we can do there.